everybody, it's Goob, and it's time for Washington Redskins kicker Billy Cundiff to extract some revenge against his former team. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Before Cundiff lost his job to something called a Kai Forbath, he was the latest pair of crap-stained underwear in the long laundry list of people that have had to take a 40-mile walk of shame down to our nation's capital. If there's anything the Redskins owner Dan Snyder loves more than money, and we'll get to that in a second, it has to be the Ravens' sloppy seconds. The Ravens are Maryland's team. If you don't have enough space in that crap-hole city of DC, put the damn stadium in Virginia. There's plenty of empty space and there's only cops there waiting to write you speeding tickets. It's probably where most of your brainwashed fans live anyways. Most Ravens fans haven't been to Dan Snyder's house since 2004, and plenty of shady things have happened since then. I've put together a guide to help you enjoy your time at FedEx Field with help from an article from the Washington City paper, because chances are you're probably going to get scammed. And if Dan Snyder will do this to his own fan base, what do you think he's going to do to ours? Tickets. If you're sitting in a seat in FedEx Field, it's because a Redskins fan isn't. Do you realize that Dan Snyder accepted several millions of dollars from StubHub, even though he took away tickets from season ticket holders who happened to post them online because he said it violated the team's resale policy? Or maybe you're sitting in the seat of a 73-year-old grandmother, or many of the other fans that Dan Snyder sued because they couldn't afford to make the minimum payments on their 10-year, $50,000 seats. It's not like the Redskins didn't have any other takers, because according to Snyder, they had a waiting list for season tickets of over 200,000 people. And I hope you didn't pay $3,000 for those dream seats that Dan Snyder installed, where you basically sit on the field level and stare at an offensive lineman's ass. Now as you drive to the game, you're gonna have to park. And if Dan Snyder had his way, parking would be the only way you could get into the stadium, as he once tried to ban pedestrian foot traffic into the game for safety reasons, even though we all know it was just because he wanted to increase parking revenue. And if you park at the stadium, expect to get hosed. Just like Redskins fans did back in 2001, as if they pay a $10 admission to watch the team practice and $10 to park, or $25 to park during Fan Appreciation Day. Cuisine, because nothing tastes better than stadium food. Now Ravens fans should be pissed, because back in 2006, and the Ravens played a preseason game at FedEx, Dan Snyder was selling peanuts to fans with an Independence Air logo on the bag. The only problem? Independence Air went out of business the year before. Dan Snyder was selling old nuts to his fans. And just in case you're wondering, the shelf life for a foil bag of peanuts? 3 months. What's the best thing to wash down an old bag of nuts, you may ask? Well, how about a nice ice cold beer? That's right, until a video busted him in 2009, you could buy a beer to wash down your nuts in a close proximity of a place where a lot of people hold something near their nuts. Not everyone is lucky enough to root for a team like the Ravens, have a home field experience like the Ravens, or even work for the Ravens. So if you see a Redskins employee at FedEx Field, give them a hug. They're probably really sad because as a condition of their employment, they had to sign away the right to sue Dan Snyder. If you see a Redskins fan at the stadium, encourage them to not buy anything. Chances are they've already been targeted for direct marketing by Dan Snyder, which has also included cancer patients and diabetic patients, which he listed as market segments for his direct marketing campaigns. And while the Ravens honor our military by playing Proud to be an American before every home game, Dan Snyder could just sit back and sell you a commemorative 9/11 hat. So Ravens fans, if you're going to the game, you probably already feel terrible that you're giving that franchise and that owner any of your money. But since you've already started, don't stop. If you see Dan Snyder, whip out $1. And if every Ravens fan in attendance gives him $1, say to trade RG3 to the Arizona Cardinals, we won't have to hear this for the next decade.
Yeah. RG3.
And if this video's shown you anything, you know Snyder will never pass down a buck.